There's one mode that got a bit of attention in the last Battlefield 2042 patch, and it's one that I really wasn't expecting. And that's because Hazard Zone had its support dropped last year by DICE. They said no more updates would be coming, they wouldn't really be balancing anything, the mode was dead in the water, and yet we get update 5.1.0 and actual changes are being made to Hazard Zone to make it better. And overall I think the mode has shifted to a better space, but I also think that through these changes we've been given a glimpse of where the mode could have gone and how it could have lived up to its full potential, because I believe it is a fun mode, but it just doesn't have the depth that a mode like this really needs to have a lot of longevity over a couple of years of a life cycle of a game like 2042. Anyway, let's jump straight into the changes they've made and how they've actually affected the game, because there are a couple of really good things here. When Hazard Zone launched, it had a coin system. Essentially, for every extraction that you made, you'd get coins that you'd then be able to put back into your loadout to buy more stuff for your next run, and eventually you'd reach a peak where you'd just be able to buy whatever you want and pretty much never run out of money. On the one hand, I kind of liked the coin system. It made it so that each run felt a little bit more impactful with how much you could lose, and if you were low on money, then it would force you to make compromises and actually prioritize different aspects of your loadout. However, that coin system was inherently flawed because it was tied just to Hazard Zone. There was no correlation between the coins you get in Hazard Zone and the rest of the game, and while you did get XP for the mode, it really wasn't too much and it didn't really change depending on how many drives you got out or how many people you killed. That's where update 5.1 comes in. They've completely reworked the coin system and got rid of it, replacing it with XP. While I do think this is a very good change, there's also some caveats that make me think this is a bit of a wasted opportunity. Overall, this is a good change because now your actions will be rewarded directly with XP. If you get more drives out of there, you'll now get XP for that instead of just getting coins, which you can then pump straight back into the mode. That's a good change because it rewards the player directly in all modes and doesn't just constrict your progress and your rewards to Hazard Zone itself. However, it does make me think, what if we had a completely reworked coin system instead of it being removed? What if you had a natural economy where you had side objectives in Hazard Zone, and if you completed them you get more coins, and you could get Hazard Zone specific items or maybe cosmetics that you could buy with these coins as well, and use them in the main game. That would be really cool, but unfortunately I assume DICE just don't have the resources for that, so they've gone for a middle ground of connecting it to All Out Warfare through Direct XP, which I do think is pretty good. If we're limited to pretty small changes for this mode, I think that was the best way to go for it if they just didn't have the resources to make a full revamp, which is evident that they probably don't because the mode really isn't too popular. Now let's get on to the actual changes they've made to the balance and the feeling of the mode itself. And while originally I thought that these changes weren't too substantial, upon playing it, it's very evident to see that the mode has changed in pace completely because of the changes that have been made. Take the perk system for example. You no longer pick your loadout at the start of the game, so you can no longer pick perks, you just use one of your loadouts from All Out Warfare because the classes are now tied to Hazard Zone as well, like they are in All Out Warfare, so perk choices are gone. But what they have done is given everyone every single perk. I believe they've gotten rid of some of them, like extra grenades, but every single player now gets extra hard drive space, extra ammo, and the ability to see data drive drops 60 seconds before they happen. I think this is pretty decent, it does level the playing field, and you don't really feel too overpowered even though you've got so many perks active at once. What they've also done though is remove the second chance perk. This is the change that has really saved the mode for me. Back in my Hazard Zone video of talking about why the mode kind of failed for a lot of players, I bring up the point that the second chance system essentially ruins a lot of the flow of the game. In your typical extraction shooter or battle royale, you kill an enemy squad or an enemy player, and they're gone for good. Maybe they'll get a second chance and come back once more, but if you wipe them after they've done this, they're out of the game and you're never going to see them again. That's where Hazard Zone used to differ. At the start of the game, you could use one of your 3 perk slots to take the second chance redeploy of one of your teammates. What this means is that you could stack an entire squad of 4 with 4 redeploys, meaning if up to 3 players on your squad were killed, the last remaining person could just call in the entire squad again. This ended up with loops of players just coming in and being redeployed again and again and again, and making it feel like it's impossible to kill enemy teams efficiently and quickly and then not have to worry about them. Now the second chance perk is gone, the only way to redeploy a team are through redeploys on the map, and there aren't that many of them. So chances are if you wipe a squad now, and they've used up their second chance that comes naturally before the first extraction, they're going to be gone for good. It makes the map seem a lot less dense in terms of player count, which is good because I always felt that Hazard Zone was a little overcrowded in terms of spawns and in terms of other squads around the map. and overall improves the pace. The fact that there is no more frustration of having to kill a squad and then have them come back if one of them is left alive, and then you have to kill them again and then again and again and again. It makes it a lot more rewarding when you actually do end up wiping a squad. These are very good changes, and these weren't really accentuated in the patch notes for some reason. And I don't know why, because I feel like a lot more people would have played Hazard Zone now if they knew that the mode had been improved. A couple more improvements have come as well in terms of the starting screen. The deployment screen is returned, where you can see which places have the most data drives and the most resistance, which is always cool to see. This UI was pretty neat, and it was missing over the past couple of months because I think Hazard Zone's previous update actually got rid of this. So you couldn't see this at the start of the game, you just saw your squad screen and then you spawned in. Good to have this one back, and they've also fixed Second Chance completely. I've had it so many times where we've come in with Second Chance in a squad, and one of our squad mates has been killed on re-entry, or we've been spawned miles apart, and it was really frustrating. Now you get no more random parachuting deaths, and you all spawn together in the sky, so you can coordinate your drops far better. This is another good change, and it just adds on to the improvements of the mode that have come with this update. And if you're struggling to find a full lobby of the mode, in the past you'd be a bit stuck because you had to have 16 people in the lobby to start it, but now it's been reduced to 8. The lobby will stay open for a bit, but you'll have a secondary countdown that will count down, and when it reaches 0, it will reduce the required lobby size to just 8 players, meaning you could play this mode with 2 squads, I'm assuming. This is slightly odd because you'd both get out if you went for separate extractions, but it is nice that you have the option to jump into a game with a lesser player requirement, because I have struggled to get matches in the past, especially with crossplay off. So overall, Update 5.1, after playing around with it for a bit in Hazard Zone, has really improved the mode, but it does leave me wondering what could have been. Anyway, the gameplay in the background you're seeing has been from the last couple of matches I've played the game. I want to say thanks to people who said hello in chat. You've probably seen yourself talk in chat if you watched this video in the top left. And I also want to say, cheating has kind of risen since I've started playing again. I'm not sure if it's really been prevalent when I've been playing Hazard Zone in the past. I don't really think it has, and I've played quite a lot of matches of the mode. But over the last couple of days, I've seen a lot of cheaters hop into it. Even in the background footage you've been seeing in this video, there was one guy running around with an SWS sniper rifle, headshotting everybody in a matter of seconds. We were in final extraction and 2 squads pulled up, and he killed both of them within about 5 seconds. Headshotting every single person and not missing a shot. Even though he was on my squad, I still felt annoyed. And of course I reported him, but I haven't really seen any action been taken on cheaters throughout my time with 2042, unfortunately, but maybe they'll get this guy, who knows. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please let me know if you've enjoyed Hazard Zone or have been playing it. If you haven't, maybe give it a try. I would recommend it now, it is a lot of fun, and hopefully you won't get any dodgy people in your matches like I have. Thank you for watching, I hope you did enjoy. If you want to come and talk to me or anybody else who loves this game, head over to the NoSalt Discord, link in the description below. And I'll see you in the next one.